What's interesting about Pierre, Poilievre on Joe Rogan, DL Hughley on his own show, and Stavy with Nick Mullen and Dan Soder on Stavy's World is that these are three very different corners of media, yet all three end up circulating the same basic problem with Donald Trump. One conversation is political and polished, one is angry and moral, one is filthy, unserious, and mostly there to make you laugh. But when Trump comes up, they all land roughly in the same place. This guy keeps selling people chaos, and a lot of his fans keep buying it like it's common sense. Let's start with Rogan and Poilievre. What stood out there was not that Poilievre suddenly became some anti-Trump crusader. He didn't. He was careful. He was diplomatic. But even in that careful tone, he still had to admit that Trump's Canada talk was absolutely crazy and damaging.
So there's a narrative in America, and the narrative is that you were about to win and your party was about to win. But then Trump came along and said that he was going to turn Canada into the 51st state, and everybody went crazy. Is that accurate?
I wouldn't say they went crazy. I mean, it was.
They got very upset.
They should be upset, though. I mean,
well, it's a crazy thing to say.
It is a crazy thing to say. Canada's not for sale. We're never going to be the 51st state. We love Americans as neighbors and friends, but we want to be uniquely and we want to be sovereign as Canadians. It's our country. It's where we grow up. You're a patriot as an American. I'm a patriot as a Canadian. It's where my grandfather arrived. It's where our collective ancestors put on military uniforms and sailed to fight wars. It's where our grandkids are going to live. We're very proudly Canadian. So we're never going to be the 51st state. And I just wish he'd knock that shit off so that we can get back to talking about the things that we can do as two separate but two separate countries that are actually friends.
Did that really have that much of an effect up there? Like, did people take him seriously?
I think at first everyone thought it was a joke because we've always had these jokes like, one day we're going to take over Vermont and Detroit should be part of Canada and all that stuff. But then he kept saying it, and it became a lot of people got upset about it, and I think understandably so.
Understandably, yeah. I mean, it's a crazy thing to say.
It is a crazy thing to say.
I talked to him on the phone about it. It was like so funny. He's like, at first I was joking, but then people were like, it's a good idea. That's not a good idea.
What he's saying that, I can assure him of that.
They also got into tariffs, with Poilievre pushing the idea that tariffs on a close trading partner like Canada only raise costs and make cooperation harder. That part matters because it shows how Trump's style works. He says something stupid, then says it again, then again, and eventually the stupidity stops sounding like a joke and starts sounding like policy.
And the tariffs aren't a good idea either. We should get the tariffs out because there's so much we could be doing together as neighbors and partners if we got rid of those tariffs. I think what are the biggest problems in America today? Affordability, security. And we can help with both. We knock the tariffs down. Let's look at affordability. We got the fourth biggest supply of oil anywhere on Earth. You guys pay a huge price discount for our oil because we're effectively, all our infrastructure to ship it is north-south. And it's a very unique heavy oil. So we accept, unfortunately, and for now, a price discount on the oil we send you, which can translate into more jobs and paychecks, but also lower energy prices. You've got $5 a gallon right now in lots of places in America. I want to produce more so we can sell 2 million more barrels of Canadian oil into the U.S. market. And then there's housing. You've got huge housing pressures on young people. They can't afford a place to live. We're the biggest supplier of lumber for home building of any country that exports to the United States. We've got very low cost but high quality softwood lumber we could be shipping. Or the best-selling truck in America for 45 years now is the Ford Series. It's aluminum. It's a military-grade aluminum body. You guys can't make enough aluminum here. You don't have enough bauxite or electricity to convert it into alumina and aluminum. You get your aluminum from us. A tariff does not bring the production to America. It raises the price of the aluminum and therefore the F-Series truck. Get rid of that tariff. You lower taxes, you lower the cost of an F-Series truck for the miner in Appalachia or the electrician in Ohio. And that's just on the affordability side. There's a lot we can do with our minerals to make the continent a hell of a lot safer as well.
And that brings you to DL, who is much less polite about the whole thing. DL sounds like a man who's sick of watching Trump get treated like some quirky force of nature when, in his view, the man is a corrupt wrecking ball. On his show, he goes after Trump's tariffs, his language, his grifting, and the way people like Stephen A. Smith keep trying to clean up the language around him. DL's point is very simple. If Trump is a convicted felon, then calling him that is not rude. It's accurate. If you keep slapping tariffs around, insulting people, and acting beneath the office, then pretending otherwise does not make anybody smarter or more balanced. It just makes them dishonest.
How many times have you heard Donald Trump talk about how the election was stolen? Like, how many times have you heard Donald Trump talk about an election being rigged? How many times have you heard Donald Trump, I'm talking in the last few days, disparage either Joe Biden or Barack Obama? And it's a repetitive thing. He says it all the time. Like I stumbled across this thing that Chris Christie said. He said that, well, take a look at this.
He is completely shameless. He was talking to my wife and he looked at her and said, remember something, Mary Pat, if you say something enough times, it becomes the truth, whether it's true or not.
And there's a method to his madness. He repeats these lies because he knows that the simple-minded people that follow him are going to believe it. And he repeats them over and over again because they start to take purchase. But almost everything he says is a verifiable lie. We know he's lying. But I find it ironic that Kamala Harris spoke very truthfully about what we're saying. Everything she's saying, we saw. Everything she's saying has actually come to pass. But why is he more angry at a black woman telling the truth than a white dude telling a lie? And you went all the way around. She's not the president of the United States of America. So her statements aren't in a position to impact us any way at all. They might be annoying if you believe things were going to be different and they're not. But his lies right now have gotten 14 Americans today killed. His lies so far has cost us an economy. His lies so far have caused injuries and people to lose things. So you're mad at her telling you the truth, but you're not mad at his lies manifesting his ways in American lives in horrible ways all of the time. Like he says them, and I just wonder what kind of psychology you have where the powerless black woman who only is an observer of the truth draws your ire more than the powerful white man who lies at every turn and has impacted our life. Why are we're on the brink of economic disaster right now. The whole of the world is laughing at us right now. Tariffs didn't work right now. There are more bankruptcies than any other point in our history.
What gives DL's run extra bite is that he also connects Trump to a wider sickness in media. He's not only angry at Trump, he's angry at the people who normalize him. He goes at Stephen A. Smith for acting like it's somehow out of line to call Trump what he is, while Trump himself keeps crossing lines every other day.
Stephen A. Smith comments on sports, he don't play them. She's talking about the world, she doesn't run it. But the fact that Donald Trump and powerful white dudes never make you as angry as Jasmine Crockett or Joy Reid or Kamala Harris. It's amazing. It's like you can hold two ideas in your head at one time. It would be different if you were maligning both of them. It ain't like you ain't got enough headspace for that. You could do it.
In another episode this month, DL and his team also discussed Supreme Court emergency rulings that favored Trump administration policies and public fears around a possible draft. So you can hear that same worry running through the show. Trump keeps pulling the country into panic and disorder, and too many public figures still treat him like a normal politician with a few rough edges. Then you get to Stavy's world, which is a totally different vibe. Stavros, Nick Mullen, and Dan Soder are not trying to sound like policy guys. They are riffing. They are joking around about Jeffrey Epstein, old movies, broken bodies, stupid internet culture, and the general rot inside people's brains.
You have become MAGA country.
Yeah. Welcome
No,
to
run
America.
it back. We got to do it again. Welcome to the country of MAGA.
Welcome.
No, it's welcome to MAGA.
Welcome.
What's going on with you, Dave?
We're like we're due to flee
Are you going to be
because of Mom Donnie. What you both did. You both, both brought him into my city.
I guess he's
You know I'm an Eric Adams guy.
he's Jeffrey Epstein's son. Did you see
No,
that?
They go, why are Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein at his bris? And you go, he's Muslim.
Dude, MAGA is just saying
It's awesome.
anything now.
Dude, people
It's
were-
just anything. I mean, that's crazy.
They were sending.
That's very funny.
Mom Donnie's dad? Pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. What's that based on? Absolutely nothing.
Did you ever see Luke Who's Talking? Well, Jeffrey Epstein was the John Travolta character that came in and raised Zoran.
Yeah. No, John Travolta would have been his real dad. Would be John Travolta.
No.
the old guy would be
He's a real dad.
the real dad.
Yeah, the old
Right?
guy. So Epstein would be
They're,
the
they're
John.
saying they're saying it's actually his real
Oh,
dad.
it's like DNA.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he is
yeah.
the old guy
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Just Shoot
yes,
Me.
yes, the
That
old guy from
fucking
Just Shoot
hats
Me.
off Christy Alley in the beginning of Luke Who's Talking.
And then
That's the whole opening
What?
scene is him nutting in her.
Is nut,
Isn't that crazy?
Is a nut? Is a cum shot? Yeah.
The whole opening scene of Look Who's Talking is just him busting in Christy Alley.
Yeah. And then you see the jizz go in the pussy.
His ass quivering was in the original. Oh, fuck.
Does the
Oh, fuck.
does the jizz have sunglasses on?
Yeah.
It's talking.
It's cool jizz. That's the one you know is gonna make it.
Yeah.
It's Bruce Willis.
They offered Colin the role of the jizz.
He goes, I don't know. I'd prefer probably, running down a thigh.
45 minutes of jizz explaining the Declaration of Independence.
Trump criticism is no longer coming from just the usual liberal TV people or newspaper editorial boards. You got a Canadian conservative on Joe Rogan having to admit the man is saying crazy things. You've got D.L. Hughley openly treating MAGA as a cult-like force that keeps bringing down standards for Trump. And you've got a comedy podcast full of jokesters clowning the conspiracy brain stupidity that now surrounds Trump and his family. When people this different all keep running into the same conclusion, it tells you something. It also says something about the state of MAGA itself. A lot of Trump's appeal used to come from the idea that he was blunt, unscripted, and somehow cutting through nonsense. But after years of this, more and more of it just feels like a machine for producing nonsense. Repeated lies, trade wars sold as genius, wild claims about allies, endless culture war bait. DL basically says this outright when he talks about Trump supporters accepting lies because they hear them often enough. The Stavy angle gets to the same place through Mockery. Once the movement lives on internet fumes for long enough, its fans start sounding like improv comics with no editor. Rogan's role in all of this is interesting too. He still has a huge audience, and for years people have argued whether he helps Trump, hurts Trump, or just gives everybody a giant microphone. In this case, what stood out was that Rogan did not play along with the Canada fantasy. He called it crazy. That doesn't suddenly make him some anti-MAGA hero, but it does show that even inside Trump-adjacent media, there are limits to how far the performance can stretch before people start laughing at it instead of with it. So if you step back, all three podcasts are describing the same man from different angles. He keeps people hypnotized with repetition. He turns serious topics into dumb spectacle. And he leaves everyone else to clean up the mess. That may be the real story here. Not that these podcasters all hate Trump in exactly the same way. They don't. It's that Trump has now been around long enough for very different people to recognize the same pattern. The tariffs are bad. The rhetoric is manipulative. The MAGA reality distortion field is exhausting. And even when the setting changes from policy talk to social commentary to pure riffing, the same basic verdict keeps coming back. Everything around this man gets louder, dumber, and more unstable.